The boys started off so strong. In 90 seconds they set the standard for all their amazing performances. I loved the theme they went for and it was just such a powerful performance. Since this was just an introduction and they still went this hard, I had no choice but to put them in first lmao. A lot of people tried to shit on Pentagon throughout this show and I'm not having it. All the groups have been amazing and all are worthy of first place. I think Pentagon are one of the strongest groups. This performance wasn't meant to be a whole production, just an intro. Pentagon expressed their story through it. Their stage presence, immaculate. Their dancing, immaculate. Their storytelling, fucking immaculate. Now get out of here with your Pentagon don't do anything agenda. I have no idea why Onius ranked so low on this round. Their performance was amazing. They gave a little bit of everything and showed who they are as a group perfectly. They definitely deserved a better rank than 6th. I'm glad that Net aren't doing them dirty with the screen time as much now. Golden Child really popped off with their dancing. They have a really powerful performance and it was all the more impactful as they themselves are naturally very different from that. Basically they are a bunch of goofs, so you wouldn't expect such badassery from them. lmao. Net did them so dirty. These boys are far too powerful for rookies. They delivered a whole performances of dance, vocal, rap. It was a great introduction to them. They are such cuties. I felt so bad for them coming last in that round. It really hurt my heart, but in comparison to other groups I think you could feel how nervous they were. Still they were amazing and I love them with my whole heart. ONF were so good too. This list is just so hard to make. lmao usually on survival shows it's easy to rank the performances and you have a clear beat and worst, but not this motherfucking show. The only reason I ranked them a little lower is because the other ones were more memorable and left a bigger impression. Honestly this is so hard. lmao. Verivery also had a great performance. I loved their concept and their outfits. Again they just didn't leave as big an impression in comparison to the others. They are great dancers. It's so hard to decide who's last. lmao, I'm sorry boys. This performance was just so beautiful. I could literally talk about how amazing this was for days. Sunwoo literally walked on them in the air, for fuck's sake. What I love about this the most is the way everything works so well. It all perfectly fits the song and concept. The stunts never feel out of place, they feel necessary to the performance. The sass they exuded, especially Kevin, was just too much for me. It was so smooth and so suave. Honestly it's one of the best performances I've ever seen, and the fact that it's team in song, so only meant for one person, and they made it fit them so well and didn't use and backup dancers. Like damn, the big dick energy was off the charts. Okay I'll stop now, but like, wow. This was the performance where I was like, okay I have to fully stand them now, and so I did. lmao. It was so beautiful. I didn't like the original song, but I've had this version on repeat for weeks. They are amazing vocalists and I love their style. They do this melancholic, ethereal concept so well. This performance was totally different to all the others. Where everyone else went for a dramatic badass concept, they went for something soft and original. I loved it. What I love about this is how much fun it is. Pentagon always eat up the stage. Like their charisma and stage presence is just unmatched in my opinion. They have perfect facial expressions and acting skills, and their vocals and rap popped off. They never sacrifice their own style to go for something more flashy and pretty, I would say. They do block B so perfectly though. My alts covering my other alts, we love to see it. The Mad Max concept was also so cool. Pentagon always give an exciting performance, and they will be the first to admit they aren't the most synchronized dancers and they aren't perfect, so I'm glad they haven't tried to overdo it and go for some concept that suits the audience more than It suits them as performers. They don't need the spectacle of stunts because they themselves fill up the whole stage. They're that powerful. I hate to put them so low because I loved this one so much, it was stunning, but I also loved the other performances till lmao. The choreo was perfect. The vocals were perfect. The dancing was perfect. The rapping was perfect. I was so happy to see them go up the ranks. It's what they deserve. They did TVXQ justice and Shan and Pyungho went off. JU has to be one of the best rookie rappers right now. I love how unique and distinctive his voice is, and OMG the sun dance, like wow, this performance, gosh, this fucking show got me so stressed because they're all so good. lmao. Another one that doesn't deserve to be so low on the list, but like the others were just so good, SMH. Wyatt going full tiddy was iconic, and Hyojin was hitting those notes left and right. SHINee was the perfect group for them to cover. It was just everything, and the way they managed to make it their own while making it totally SHINee, like damn how. And let me just say the outfits and the makeup were a yes from me. Onius are amazing performers, so I don't like putting them this low, especially since I loved this one too. I loved the concept and I really liked how they used the desks and stuff. I think that maybe the song choice could have been more catered to their style. I wouldn't say it suited them as much as the other group's songs suited them, but I still loved it a lot, and it made me sad they ranked so low. Putting Verivery at the bottom again hurts my soul, but here we are. I loved this performance, the way they put their own spin on Mansi and almost transformed it into a different song at points had me shook, but I think that they tried to do too much. The parts that were Verivery were perfect, like the grooved moment, but when they went into 17 it didn't really blend too well in my opinion. They needed to decide on being full Verivery or more like 17 rather than blending the two, but I still loved it and they slayed all the same. Now maybe I'm being biased putting them first for this one, but I really don't care. This performance was a perfect mix of light-hearted fun that Pentagon do so well, and then boom, they break your heart into a million pieces. As a long-time universe, this one probably affected me more than other people who don't stan Pentagon or who don't ult Pentagon. In short, it literally had me crying every time I watched it because goddamn it, I was sobbing and singing at the same time, and then Jinho wiped his tears like a dad and Yuto snuggled him at the end and Kino was sobbing. Ugh, Jesus Christ, it just was so sad. lmao. Performances don't need to be technically perfect or full of shocking stunts and choreo. Sometimes they just need to come from the heart and have meaning. Pentagon deserves better. I know this one didn't rank that high, but this was by far one of my faves. The concept they used is fairly common, but the way they executed it was really unique. The entire last part where JU acts as the balance between the good and evil and they all fought around him was so satisfying and really detailed. I loved it so much, they pulled it off so well. Let's just admire it for a moment. This was very ONF. The concept was one of the best so far, and bringing Yua in made it even better. It was so elegant and graceful. Seungjoon's dance with Yua was stunning and Hyojin conducting did bits. I loved the twist they did to We Must Love, adding the orchestral element and the French vibe at the beginning. It just was the epitome of ONF. The fact that they were eliminated after this beautiful performance, like the absolute disrespect. SMH Juchen did not go to town on that violin just for Net to do them dirty like that. Jangjun did not whip out their first win trophy and get them to perform wannabe hoping they could win again only for them to leave. My heart was broken, lmao. But like they always have such creative and powerful concepts, Golden Child really deserve more attention. I feel bad putting this in 5th because they went fucking hard and Lit is my fave title track by them, like it goes off. And gosh, the vibes that they gave, like they changed outfit in 1 second, they got zombies, they had the whole traditional Korean squad out in force. I forget their name, lmao pls, excuse my lack of brain cell. Kino loved it and so therefore by principle I loved it too, lmao. No, I'm kidding, I genuinely loved this performance. They clearly weren't willing to go without a fight, they really wanted that win. OMG, no, I feel so guilty. I didn't even realize they have been last every time until I was writing this into the voice generator thing. All their performances have been so good, I just enjoy the other ones more. I can't defend my poor taste, I'm sorry. Verivery. I loved the power they had in this performance, the concept was so good, and whoa, that ending was a yes from me. Good god, this was it. The way it sounded like a whole new song, like Blackpink. Who Kino, my lord, the energy he gave, big dick I tells ya. It was the last thing I expected from ONF2, but it fit the members so well. Pentagon and ONF seem to really get on well too, and I think that comes across in the performance. You could see the teamwork and it made it even better. But let's just have a moment for Who's vocals, because wow, vocal king. The ending beautiful. The outfits perfect. The rapping outstanding. But let's just appreciate this moment here.
I'm so sorry, but I'm not sorry.
I can't believe this was last. This show has something against soft, heartwarming performances, I swear to God. Perhaps it was the fact that the other songs were more popular, IDK. But I loved that they included all the group's fanchants. It was so sweet, and the way it was like a musical performance. The boys and Onius were a good combo even if they were awkward as fuck, lmao. Okay, I promise I stan Verivery and I think they're lovely and very talented, lmao. I just felt like this performance didn't have the same heart to it, you get me? Like I got the feeling some of the members from Verivery didn't like too, but maybe I'm just a bit protective of them because they're precious babies. I still loved it, but I just didn't think it was quite as impactful as the other performances were. But I loved that two were so determined for all the members to be included. I can tell they all care about each other a lot. It made me super soft. I feel like the other groups have grown tired now and are starting to make some mistakes, but Pentagon are just getting stronger. Well, maybe not emotionally because all they've done is cry the last like 3 episodes, lmao, but their performances just keep getting more and more fierce. Like I felt like they were all staring into my soul during this performance. The costumes were so stunning. The set was stunning. Changgu came out of a sarcophagus. They went hard with the choreo which Kino sort of created and taught them. I could really feel their determination in this one, but of course Net doesn't want them to be happy and to win anything again. SMH. ONF have been very constant, I must say. I loved the concept of this and that they included the breathing, lmao. Yuta solo dance was so good and I loved how much fun it was. The way they used the curtains and the stage in this one really did bits too. Etion had so much screen time, it was glorious. But like how did It's Raining and Complete fit together so well whilst also encompassing Michael Jackson? Like what the fuck, that is ONF's power. Wow, this was so stunning. Y'all know I'm a sucker for some contemporary dance lmao. The boys are definitely some of the best dancers in the K-pop industry. I loved the visual elements of this performance. The only reason she isn't higher is because Juian made a mistake, and I actually did notice it. Like, this is the only way I could work out a ranking, lads. These performances were all worthy of number 1. It was so hard lmao. This literally could have been a song in Aladdin. Like, it didn't even feel like I was listening to Gogabib anymore. It felt like Prince Ali came on. They perfectly captured that scene, and even though Hoyoung dropped his stick, the rest of the performance was so chaotic and full of wild shit going on. The mistakes were sort of hidden and almost fit in lmao. They really stepped it up in my opinion, and they were bold as fuck, making I one shot. I felt like this fun wild concept suited them a lot more. We knew that Onius were made for the Prince concept. Like, it fits them perfectly, and they were so creative with the cutting the fabric. It really went well with the performance and didn't feel over the top. Like, it just worked so well. I have no reason to rank her lower. lmao, once again I found this impossible to rank because they're all perfect. Raven was a great Romeo, we love to see it. The only thing with them is I feel like we haven't really seen much of some of the other members as much. Hopefully we'll get lots of Seaho and Kyunhee in the final. I hate to rank 2 last because I love them so much. Hard Carry is a hard song too, and they slayed it whilst making it fit them. I hope they do this concept in the future because it had me feeling some type of way, man. It made me laugh that poor Jisoo couldn't tear his paper, though he had to post a video on Instagram to finally rip it properly. My sweet BB while Mayo. But Kyung-ho snapped in this one. I think we can all agree in the neon moment. Wow. I'm so heartbroken they didn't make it to the final, but I guess the other groups have a lot more experience than them, and the fact they got this far is already amazing anyways. Still, it made me so sad to see them have to go and to tell Verivery they were their first celebrity friends. Like, my poor heart.
안녕하세요.